Hey everyone, so today I'm going to take a look at a new product, right? This one is the AFERY NANO100 portable power station. And the reason that I decided to review this is because unlike a lot of the power stations that are available out there, this one is actually small enough that you could take on a motorcycle. When you open that box, this is what you're going to find. This is the AFERY NANO100 portable power station. It weighs about 1.1 kilograms, or that's 2.4 pounds, and it measures 6 inches by 3.5 by 3.5. Easily carryable on a motorcycle. Now, the other thing included in that box, well, you get this. This little thing is a DC to USB-C adapter. The Nano100 is rated for 99.2 watt hours and has a maximum output of 145 watts. There are 3 different output ports on this device. There is a USB-C here in front, that's 45 watts. There's a USB-A that's rated at 18 watts. And then up here on the top, you have this kind of cool 70 millimeter cord USB-C, and that's rated at 100 watts. Now, of course, those USB-C ports can also be used to charge this device up. The LiFePO battery in this unit does come with a battery management system to keep it from overheating, and it's rated for 2,000 charging cycles. Along with being able to charge up using those USB-C ports, you can also get adapters for a solar system, up to 30 watts input on that, and also you can get a car charger. Neither one of those adapters come with the unit. So another nice feature of this unit is this LCD display. You have your input that you're putting into the unit. You have, of course, your battery charge in the center, and then over here, the output of the device, and it tells you how much time you have remaining on the battery. Now, fully charged, this unit says that it can go 99 hours. Now, I believe that's watt hours, so that'll depend on how much power you're pulling out of the unit, of course. All right, so we've got all of those specifications and things out of the way. You could actually just go out and read those, of course, but if I'm gonna do a good job, I've got to tell you all about that stuff. Now we'll get down to what everybody really wants to know. How does this work under real world conditions when you're trying to charge things out there traveling? I mean, if you're going to hotels and stuff, you probably don't need something like this. Although I have to say that a couple of hotels on this last trip I went on, they only had one working outlet. So Kevin and I, my buddy who was traveling with me, we had to share that outlet. Having one of these would have come in handy at least a couple of times. But really, you're probably going to use this when you're out camping on your motorcycle. You're out in the middle of nowhere and you've got no electricity available, but you've got to keep your phone charged, you've got to keep your communication device charged, and maybe you have a satellite tracker. Or like me, you've got batteries for your GoPros and things that you have to keep charged. So that's when something like this can be handy. So let's test this and see just how much we can use this, how many hours we get out of it if we're charging all of those things. I'm about to go to bed here at night, and we're going to set up a little test because, let's be honest, this is how I use my charging equipment when I go on a trip, and I bet most people do this as well. You hook everything up and charge it while you're sleeping, right? You're not sitting around waiting for it to be 100% charged and then, unhooking it. So let's take a look at this. So the unit here is 100% charged. I'm going to charge 3 devices. I've got my Cardo PackTalk Edge here. That pulls 4 watts. I've got a couple of GoPro batteries that need to be charged up. Again, that's pulling 4 watts. And then I'm going to hook up my phone as well, which again will pull another 3 to 4 watts. So we'll just set that all up and we'll see where this stands in the morning. All right, we're up next morning. All right, the Power station here, the NANO100, is now at 76%. All right, everything is now charged. Phone's at 100%. The CURTOSEY unit, the lights have gone out, so it's fully charged, and the green lights are on the battery, so they are fully charged as well. And the NANO100 here says that there's no power going in or out, and like I said, at 76%. So what we're going to do is repeat this little test again tonight. So here we are up again, ran through that same test, and now this battery is at 47%. So I probably could do this same process one more day before the NANO100 needs to be recharged itself. But we're not going to do that. We're going to move on to some other tests. So now we're out on my deck, and we're going to see if it can power this little Chromebook, which I'm sure it can, but let's see how much wattage it's actually pulling to do that. So as you can see, I've got the battery charged back up again, and it's pulling 30 watts, right, to power or charge this little Chromebook. So it says it can do that for about 3 hours. However, of course, the Chromebook will be charged fully in about 46 minutes, and then we'll be able to disconnect the battery. So the Chromebook is now fully charged. Again, it took about 45 minutes. So let me show you the battery state now. There's one last test that I want to do. I've got this bank of 3 Insta360 batteries that I want to see if we can charge. And right now, the unit, again, is about 62% charged. It's only pulling 3 watts to charge this. So let's see how it works. These batteries are at various states of charge, kind of like they would be if I was out on the road. One probably is pretty filled because I hadn't really used it. Another one might have half charge or 30% charge, and another one might be all the way used up. Again, it really just depends, because I usually use a couple of batteries every day. So the first one is fully charged. The other two, well, they are continuing to charge. And as that one battery was fully charged, we went from pulling 2 watts, now we're only pulling 1 watt. And as I was saying that, the second battery became fully charged. So we got 1 battery left, and that's why we're pulling 1 watt. Here's something interesting. It says that we are drawing no watts from this battery right now, yet I've got 1 battery here that continues to blink as though it's not fully charged. So let's try something. So that's actually kind of interesting to me. That's exactly what happened with the GoPro batteries as well. The first battery in the bank would fully charge and the light would go green, solid green, and say that it was fully charged, but the second battery would keep blinking. So in this case, the first 2 batteries are staying lit, solid green, but the third one is blinking. So again, why exactly? I'm not sure, but just to check, we're going to take that blinking battery and put it in my Insta360 camera and check the charge. All right, so as you can see there, at least I think you can see there, the battery is fully charged, right? That's what it's listing. So again, I don't know why it keeps blinking, but it is charging them. So after spending a few days with this little NANO100 power station from AFERY, let's come back in the garage and see if we can get Albert here to help us sum this up. Now, being that this is such a small size, it definitely is something you can carry on your motorcycle. So if you're out there camping and you don't have electricity and you want to keep your small devices charged, well, this is definitely something that you might want to consider. Now, here is the good news if you really want to take a look at this unit, right? Normally they are $69, but I've got a discount code in the description of the video that gives you $20 off. So you can pick this up for $49, and I don't know, I think that's a pretty darn good deal. So definitely check out that link, and also go out and check out the AFERY website and do all of your own due diligence, right? Don't take my word for it. Always make sure that you get the product that is right for you. All right, guys, that's it for this little review. As always, ride safe and keep squeezing your lemon.